I went to go watch from the online, and you guys went live.
Double lives. Streaming live over terrestrial radio with however many watts I can't recall off the top of my head, and I'm not going to try. And streaming live in full HP high definition on social media. It's the Tuesday night edition of CSHR Random Happenings. Ain't no need for introductions. Y'all know my voice. So y'all know the raspy guy is back here behind the producer chair. Y'all know Miss Jackie
Another
voice.
pirated edition.
Another one. Y'all know Miss Jackie voice, so y'all know she here on the panel. And the guy with the camera on right now is the guy who is the host for tonight, our guy, Harsh Med. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to him.
All right. Thank you all. And on this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday night, I don't think rain's too bad in the Chicagoland area. It was like 100 degrees earlier. But anyway, so it's a good night mostly. It's a nice night. How are we all doing on this Tuesday evening? Let's see where everyone's at. For you are watching, of course, for those of you who are so bored they want to comment on the radio station, that's fine. You can call. No one's going to listen to you, but that's okay. Yeah.
Who knows? Welcome Maybe Olivia might yell at you.
Oh, yeah. You might call the radio station phone, and Olivia might tell you Scott is on bed rest. Quit calling that phone.
If knowing how Scott operates, the phone's probably disconnected.
No, he lives for chaos theory as well. Just saying. What? Who's Gambit? Hello, Gambit.
Someone who you might know by Thursday. Love you, Gambit. What's up, man? Someone always says surviving. Yeah, that's how the world works sometimes. Everyone's just surviving. You notice that August is a very laid-back month for some reason.
Because it's hot.
I don't understand why. Like, for some reason, it's less hectic in August.
Because, I don't know. Depends on how you want to look at it. Just depends. What I can tell you is I've found that right now is currently a great time for watching your words, finishing up unfinished projects in business, and letting go of the things that don't serve you.
Yeah.
I've been making my waves with that.
But I thought that's more of a 24/7 thing, not necessarily a seasonal thing.
And it's not even so much as just seasonal. You'll be like, right now, we're coming into the end of a Mercury retrograde.
Right.
A lot of people don't really dive into astrology. Me personally, from diving into it and just kind of seeing where this was at, I was like, oh, a Mercury retrograde in Gemini. Huh, interesting.
I always have followed it. And I can tell you one thing, each season, the planets give you a boost on things to work on, right? So that's why it is seasonal. Like, you should be mindful of what you're saying 24/7. But what it's saying is for people that need to work on growing in those factors, maybe you should use the added boost right now to work on said things.
No. Well, I'm not more of the letting go of things that aren't useful than the other stuff. As for being mindful,
it also includes people.
That depends on who you're talking to. Anyway.
I'll be honest. For me, it's kind of a trippy time right now because I'm seeing all of the lessons that come with this alignment. It's wild, but for once, I'm really just sitting here and watching them kind of all play how they're playing out, like wrapping up things you haven't finished, kind of clearing space and getting things that aren't progressive or aren't getting me where I want to go, or that aren't being fruitful, kind of getting them out the way to make room for things I got coming in. And even thinking before I speak, like just taking a pause and observing.
No, that's true. Because I've noticed even in the last few weeks, I've been catching up on like things I was supposed to do like months ago or like weeks ago. And I'm like, oh, Yeah.
And it's
Yo,
actually
Taurus
kind of,
season is
it's also-
lit though.
it's
Taurus season
actually
is so
I
lit.
agree. I
it's
agree. Stay
actually
away
kind of
from
wild.
Max's season. Stay away from
Gemini
Taurus
season,
season. Yeah, stay
I
away from Max's stuff.
Hey, watch your mouth talking about Gemini's. It's actually kind of wild though, because like somebody must have saw last night's video and they took it upon themselves to send me a DM. Like basically, their perception of last night's conversation is they thought that me and High End were trying to argue each other down. And it's crazy because that was the exact opposite of where me and High End were coming from last night. Actually, me and him ended up in a video call like after the show because it's hard sometimes to communicate with just like comments. So things that you're saying, I mean, don't always come across or you don't use the right words.
Mm.
It
No,
was
that's
just
true. Especially, no, sorry. What were you saying before I
it was just
say
kind of
something?
trippy because like I was reading some last night about like I mean the retrograde and things that come with it. And then when I get up this morning to start getting ready for work and I look at my phone, first thing I see is a DM from somebody like, "Oh, you sound stupid trying to argue physics with somebody that has a degree or has education." Like I
Right.
wasn't trying to argue.
Yeah. I mean that's the whole thing I've noticed about text. Unless you know somebody well enough to where you understand their syntax, they're not going to necessarily. They're going to take it into something else that it really isn't.
But the
even
crazy
vocal
part is,
conversation can be taken that way because, like Max was trying to say yesterday, was that it's based on you take a lot of things that people say based on experiences that you've had, and your experiences are not going to be the same as everybody else's experience. So in reality, the person that replied to that literally just proved Max right in a sense. He wasn't trying to argument, he was speaking from
Right.
his experience and where he was trying to bring that forth from.
Right.
And
But plus,
that's what was happening, was
wow. So
miscommunication.
well,
it
right.
was. So like after the show last night, I mean, like I said, me and Hobo had a video
Right.
call, kind of a sidebar with each other. And we
Right.
were both just making sure each other were understanding where the other one was coming from. I mean, we
Right.
weren't trying to dispute each other. We just both were telling something from a different perspective,
Right.
trying to communicate that.
No, that's true. Because the thing I've known when talking to High End about anything, if High End's really upset with someone or thinks talking to them is a waste of time, he's not going to talk to them. He's going to block them. Like he will come up with the reason just to block you. Like he doesn't care. So that's how I know you two were talking each other down arguing. It was that bad. He's like, you know what? I don't either. You, I'm blocked. His
His
block
block
list
button
is
has
longer
no
than
filter.
yeah. His block list is a bit longer than mine, yours, and Jackie's combined.
Oh yeah, I quit even adding to my block list. I let them see the success.
Right.
But it's definitely one of them trippy times. Like people are finicky right now. Ooh-wee.
Right. Absolutely.
Holly, I would like to raise the question on how this is different than any other day.
I remember
I'm
the
just
details.
bugging you. I'm sorry. That was mean.
I remember the details. That's how it's different than any other day. You usually don't pay attention to these things. Anyway, Holy happened saying that's it. I'm going to DM everyone. The guy who doesn't DM wants to DM people. Very ironic. Our guy Gambit says no time for bullshit. I agree. There is no time for it at this point. People have to be a certain way, they shall perish. I don't care how evangelical or biblical or religious it sounds. It just has to. The time to accept like excessive levels of retardation is over. It just is. We're not gonna make it. I'm sorry.
Speaking of it's over.
No,
Speaking of
it's
what
thank you.
was that?
Woo.
Don't you even try it.
Hey,
Don't
I just
you
want
e-
to split the screen like a what you call it, like an equal opportunist. But apparently, this is a meritocracy, so I deserve the full screen.
All right, bet. Keep playing with me because I know the keyboard shortcuts to turn my camera off now. Quit playing with me.
Yeah, that's a great way to build a show. Just stay off camera. That's a great way.
But
Speaking
of things ending.
Word choice, harsh. Word choice.
Yeah.
Quips and picks, time and place.
Whoa. Whoa, now. Speaking of things ending. Oh man.
But I'm on board for the purge. I'm just saying. I've been close a few times. It's just time.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just need to make a.
Right.
See, y'all people don't want to see what I'm on during the purge because I'm sadistic. So like
Right.
everybody that knows they got it coming from me, oh, I'm gonna be childish. I'm gonna make y'all wait purges before I come for you. That way, every purge you're wondering, is Max coming this time?
Yeah. Gambit says, remember, call 811, not 911. Agreed. And Robert says, I got blocked because he said my page was an original. He is right. It could be better, but then again, it's just Facebook. Well, agreed, because it's like what Facebook was supposed to be used for and what it's become is just rather useless.
I can't. Okay.
Compared to where
Yeah.
I was at. Maybe for you,
Honestly.
it's different because it's on the rise. But
So
for me, it's
as
like,
somebody
yeah.
that uses my social media for other things besides just personal use, you got to be honest. I mean, as any type of performer in today's world, you have to have a social media.
Yes.
And be like,
Performers
that's just
usually thrive on Instagram, I find, because of how useless and how weird Facebook has become. Like,
yeah.
Facebook's not a normal platform no more,
No.
which is why so many artists are fleeing. Like, yeah, they still use Facebook, but they don't like, it's not worth it.
No.
So that's actually why I use the like the business account features of Facebook. That way,
Right.
I'm able to link Instagram and Facebook. It'll be that way. Just because I'm used to using Facebook, but at the same token, in smacking Facebook, I can put that same content on IG.
Right.
Yep,
I mean,
exactly.
Facebook's great because Facebook's great if you're like an old person, but you want to feel like a child. They could go on Facebook and behave like a teenager forever. But in all
So
seriousness, maybe I'm saying this because I'm just jaded with humanity, but I remember there was a time when Facebook was fun just to connect with, your older, your relatives back home and play games. And then it became a tool for about 5 years where it was great to organize with actual activism, not the psychological operations nonsense. And then now it's just we're a bunch of middle-aged older millennials and Gen Xers and baby boomers are just there just to relive their teenage years. So it's like, well,
see,
then I don't know.
you got the wrong crowd of people around, bro. Like,
Well,
okay,
if I want to market, if I want to be with less, if I want to be with more youthful people, I'll be on Instagram. Like, I'm not going to be on Facebook. I'm sorry.
just saying,
I'm just saying.
Facebook, a lot of people like, okay, I've got friends that like, we'll shoot like things back and forth. So we'll shoot like Google Drive links for projects back and forth. Facebook has got event pages. That's not on IG at this point. You know what I mean? So there's tools to it. It's definitely not how it used to be.
No. I remember when you created an event page, that itself was like never ending. Now it's like, yeah, you create an event page. Okay, that's just a reminder that I'm going to be late for something. With Instagram, it's what do you call it? I don't know. With Instagram and Twitter, for some reason, they just seem more lively and youthful, even though most people on that side aren't even that young either. They're just younger than the average Facebook crowd, despite what AI tells you. Yeah, I'm starting to agree with that. Facebook is kind of blech. And
Facebook is nothing but uselessness and just.
it is. It is. For me, it is now because, we had the peak in the fall. Big Brother, little snitch. That's all Facebook is. It is. Well, I mean, remember, Facebook literally came out from the Pentagon, DARPA to be exact, Operation LifeLog. The same day they shut it down was the same way Facebook was launched, February 4th, 2004. God, the site's 20 years old. What the hell is wrong with me? What the hell? This site is 20 years old. This site is in about 6 months. This site's going to be old enough to buy alcohol and tobacco.
I bet you if they tried to revamp and bring up MySpace, the amount of people that would flood over there would be insane.
It probably
There's
would.
so many people that would much rather just have MySpace back or Nexopia back as opposed to this Facebook garbage because it's just a joke.
Yeah, they probably would flood if If MySpace time wanted to be
Man,
more
what?
legit, yeah.
Listen, bring back retro MySpace you want to. My profile would be kick tail. Like I used to have dope profiles back then. Now the stuff I know how to do, oh, quit playing with me.
Yeah. Yeah. Gambit says bring back Jinko jeans and Fubu back if that's the case.
I mean,
I'm
if we going
surprised
back, if
the
we going
elders
back
haven't
like
done it.
that, we got to bring back the Nextel chirp phones.
Oh
We
my
got to bring the
god.
chirps back.
Oh my god. I'm just waiting for someone to say bring back Jabot straps. I'm just waiting for someone to say
No, Jabos went out of fashion with Master P and No Limit Records.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying if you're
Jabos
saying
went
bring
out of
back
fashion.
Fubu.
Listen, you ain't noticed that like somewhere in the culture, the urban culture quit wearing baggy jeans and now everybody wears skin tight jeans?
Yep.
Like,
At this point, I've noticed this, and that's why, not just because I feel more comfortable, not just because I'm trying to be a contrarian or anything, but I'm starting to wear more baggy pants again. Because I'm just like, you know what, screw it.
so I ain't even gonna lie to you. I've been wearing like more
Let's have to
form
dress up
fitting,
some.
like because I used to wear big baggy clothes all the time.
Right.
And then I was like, not skinny, skin tight jeans. Like, I'm
Right.
not wearing snake skin tight jeans.
Exactly.
I mean, matter of fact, I'm mad that I got a pair of jeans that I bought that ended up being too tight.
Right.
Because like I bought shoes and a shirt and everything to match these jeans, and now the jeans are too small to wear.
Welcome to middle age, Max.
No, it ain't even middle age. It's my size. Like, I'm this weird size that like it's always hard to find jeans that fit me. It's always like what the crap.
How is it hard for you to find jeans? You're like 140 soaking wet and like with 0% body fat.
No, it's not the case. Listen, all right.
Try being 4'11" and trying to buy jeans that fit properly without having to get a seamstress to hem them.
Well, that's a whole different story we won't get into tonight.
Man, I'm not wearing no baby Gap. Man, what's wrong with you, man?
He is a size for
Baby Gap.
But no,
I look like
form fitting's usually how I try to do it, unless it's like, you know what, let's be casual. Yeah, the skinny jeans thing is just weird. Yeah, Elliot suspect. Skinny jeans, my nuts don't fit. Holy, but what about the groupies on Facebook? They're gonna be so upset. Gambit says seriously uncomfortable in the nuts. Canner won't wear skinny jeans. Yeah, the skinny jeans thing, like the only time I've ever worn skinny jeans were when they were form-fitting jeans and I was just like 20 pounds heavier. Then they felt like skinny jeans.
No.
That's about it.
I ain't never been a skinny jean type guy.
No. If I wear skinny jeans, it's on accident because I'm fat. That's the whole point.
How you wear skinny jeans on accident, bro?
They're not skinny jeans.
Quit lying.
No, because think about it. They're like regular pants. You get fat, and then they become skinny jeans. That's how that works. That's how that works.
That's not how it works. You bought skinny jeans, and you just don't want to admit it.
No, they're not. I can't remember that. Max, you've seen me in person twice. Have I worn skinny jeans?
Not them times, but you the one talking about you and wore them.
So I wore them on accident. He got some regular cup Wranglers and blew up. There you go. Anyway.
You know what's funny is Wranglers got no love until Brett Favre put them on. Once Brett Favre put them on, they became cool.
Yeah, Brett Favre and Drew Brees. And then oddly enough, that was around the same time Brett Favre allegedly stole money from the state of Mississippi. So good for him.
I mean, I don't put it past him. He's definitely a championship thief. He's the only guy in history that's won championships with deflated balls.
That was Brady, but Favre might have too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was Brady.
I don't know. They're both degenerates.
They're all cheaters in my book.
I know. They really are. But yeah, I mean, Brady's just a schmuck. He lost like 30 to 50 million in some FTX crypto scam.
He gonna make it back by winning a game with a deflated ball.
Yeah, that is true. Plus, he's getting paid like $30 million a year to be obsessed with football again.
Hey, though, you can't lie. New England was a dynasty. Like,
Yeah.
people, they were shook when they had to go see New England. Like, oh, I got to go see them guys.
Yeah. Not only were they a dynasty, they ended so many potential dynasties too. Howie said
Huh?
they ended so many potential dynasties too.
Time out. You said Brett Favre was the last real quarterback that could take a hit. Did we forget about Peyton Manning?
I mean, the only reason Favre was able to take so many hits was because he was a pill-popping alcoholic. The guy had to go to rehab for Vicodin during the prime of his career.
Man, listen. Get smacked around like that constantly and tell me you ain't going to be taking something.
No, that's true. I mean, I had to take Adderall just to hang out with you in Milwaukee.
And they the quarterback. He's the quarterback, so he's the person everybody on the defense is trying to hit.
I just find it odd that Brett Favre's best friend on the Green Bay Packers, named Mark Chmura, was a file who would hang out with who would jump in the hot tub with teenage girls, and yet no one ever said Brett Favre was sus. That guy got charged for the crime, but yet no one's like, "Hey, Brett, how come your best friend's a pedophile, an alleged pedophile?"
He was a winning quarterback. They got to protect the winners at all costs.
That is true, especially in that state. Absolutely. All right. Gambit with a joke about someone we used to know. He says, "Don't mention deflated balls. I know a guy who actually has two deflated balls."
Oh, that's got to epically suck.
That's unfortunate. But what kind of female did he piss off? Was it an Amazon?
Man, what?
No. It was the beanie wearer, not the Pollock.
Oh man. I don't even have a reply for that comment.
Right. Yeah, Howie says they changed the rules to protect man. They really did.
Because they was putting 16 in that chest.
Because of gambling and fantasy sports too, because everyone needs it. Everyone needs a 30-point, a 50-point game. Otherwise, nobody cares. And Robert Walker says, just like pro wrestling. Agreed.
Pro wrestling has always been fake.
Right.
I got into it as a little kid, and then when I hit my teenage years, I kind of had to ask myself, why do I want to watch grown men rub baby oil on themselves and grapple?
Yeah, and voting, also true. But Gambit was making a Joshua Jordan Foncannon reference with the two deflated balls joke. Yes.
Jackie's face was priceless. Speaking of voting, so we are aware.
And the best part is, you might get to hear that more on Thursday night. Sorry.
I don't know if I want to hear more about his genitalia. I'm good.
That's why I keep trying to overtalk you, because I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about another man's Willie Johnson.
Anyway, sorry, Bax. Go on. What you have to say?
Just say it. So listen, disclaimer. This right here is what's going to happen every time they send me an absentee ballot in the mail. Quit sending me this crap. Quit sending it to me.
That's a good point.
No, take that. Listen. Producer is vetoing that from being on the talking board.
Thank you.
I agree, Gambit.
Go, Max.
Harsh, what part of veto did you not understand, bro? Why are you trying to be like
this dictator over here also agrees?
See, look, you outvoted right now on the Twitter 2-1.
That rule only applies to people who will put themselves full screen. Anyway.
No, time out. Time out. What you mean?
What do you mean? What I mean?
It ain't my show. It's Tuesday. It's yours.
Yeah, so but you guys don't do it on Sundays or Mondays. So there's no difference.
I mean, because if it's a panel discussion, it's just, in my opinion, in a panel type discussion, it looks better in formats like this.
Howie says, Max, tape that together and write in Howie Hyde. You know what? He's not gonna do that, but I'll do this for you, Hoey. This is just for you. Hold
Do
on.
it.
I'm gonna go spray paint the building, Hoey hide.
There you go. That's for you, Hoey. Matter of fact, this is why I'm full screen.
Boom.
I
You're the
love
one
the
that
support. I love the support.
you're the
Except
one
for
that's
my,
got the banner up. You should be full screen.
man, I look so Jewish in that.
She said she looked Jewish.
L'chaim, Jackie. L'chaim. Well, wait, a Jewish person named Jackie. Where has that sounded familiar before, Max?
don't know.
Oh yeah, the previous person we had that was named Jackie on the show. He was Jewish. That's awesome. Oh yeah, that's what I said. Oh yeah, that's what I said. We replaced the Jewish Jackie with the ginger Jackie, and Jackie's like, "Did you just compare me to him? What the hell is your problem?"
Well, literally, what is your problem?
Sorry.
Don't ever compare me to that freaking gremlin from under the freaking stairs like that ever again.
Sorry.
If that's the case, Hoey, let me get like 20 of them for wholesale.
Oh my god, I bet you would. LOL. Gambit says bet. I'll do it too. I will send you the
I bet
banner
you
later today. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but like, you best be splitting that profit with me. Just saying.
Yeah.
You can get yourself a mail order bride that way too.
Oh, yeah.
Just
I
saying.
need
A
like
Ukrainian
20 of
bride
them
would be
bricks.
good.
I need like 20 of them bricks wholesale on commission.
God.
Let me flood the streets real quick.
And then we wonder why Max has the record he has. Anyhow.
I'm just saying. Listen, with that amount of money, I can buy a judge.
That is true. That is true. That is true.
I can buy my way out of jail.
That is very true, actually.
I'm not stoned enough for this.
Half off. He says half off after the Russian bombing, even. Oh my
Like, is he getting a discount because they're missing limbs?
Let me make
Oh
this
my
clear to the
God.
FCC so they can leave us be.
This one lost an
Everything that
arm.
Max just said was
You only get half a
it was
dishwasher.
satire. It was sarcasm. We do not condone illegal activities here on CSHR Radio.
Correct. Fairness is correct.
I thought about that. Like I should probably throw a disclaimer out there.
Yeah, we're gonna need a disclaimer.
I can hear Scott now letting me have it in the chat.
Damn it, Max, you're gonna get us in trouble. You're gonna get us fined by the FCC. I don't have that type of money.
So listen, every time we ever say the FCC, all I can think about is Eminem's lyrics in one of his songs.
All I can think about is the Family Guy episode where they did the whole tributary song to the FCC. The FCC won't let me be.
Definitely pizza. I don't know if maybe we should say pizza because like the whole subject of pizza got tainted. So I don't know if we should use pizza as a reference. Just saying.
How did you know what? I don't even want to know.
Yeah, we ain't even gonna do that. We ain't even gonna talk.
It's okay. I don't want to know. I was about to ask, but yeah. Anytime, like we just should not be discussing foods. Foods are banned from this show from henceforth.
Oh no, real quick. Private chat.
Sidebar, quick.
Yeah, that's why.
Hoey said it, anyways.
Look, Hoey knew it. Look. Oh,
why are we ruining my favorite foods? Like,
I didn't do it. I don't even know what jerk came up with that terminology, but that was a mess. That was a mess.
Yeah, too bad that became mainstream. Blame the FBI for that and those emails. Blame the FBI and those emails for that. And
It
And
seems like
if
the FBI can't do nothing right.
not
Well, aren't they
really,
just blaming Hunter for
right.
everything anyways?
The only thing last thing I'm going to say on this topic is if you want us to talk about this, go back like a few years, go to my old videos where we used to talk about this before I met these people. And then, then you can, look back to when I was more serious and talking about these horrific topics and I was more dressed up. Anyway, that's the bottom line. The bottom line is we're not talking anymore about this tonight. Right. Again, go back to the older videos of mine to watch. They'll be there. Correct. That is correct. Always says the FBI only catches people they sucker into doing things. Yep. And that is not new news. That has been their MO for about, I don't know, at least 100 years. Maybe
Just
longer.
saying, like, years later, we still got to admit Ruby Ridge was a horrible thing. Ruby Ridge was an epic failure.
Yeah.
Come on, Hirsch, it's your show. Come up with topics. You got 30 minutes left. Think fast.
Robert says, I remember the FCC, the Family Guy FCC thing. Lois, you just say I see said pee, Lois. That's great, Peter. God. And then Stewie, how is it that the baby was so diabolical?
Have you not ever seen Baby Geniuses? Babies are very diabolical.
Yeah, but like at that level is like remarkable. Yeah. Oh. It always says Ruby Ridge set the stage for Waco and then the OKC bombing. Yeah, that it did.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, you know what's the crazy part is that they planned all these. They enact all these conspiracies that happen, right? And then for 20 years they deny them until one day some administration decades down the road is like release the documents of these past events. Like, yeah, we did it. What you gonna do about it? That's usually how it goes. I mean,
so I'm gonna tell you something that I've this whole time, like I've sat back and like noticed it, just never really say nothing. When people say things like that, in my head, all I can do is ever laugh. Like,
right.
Oh, people are just now realizing that's how the criminal justice system works.
Yeah.
One time I was in an encounter with a cop, and I was very vehemently disputing what the cop was doing. Like, hey, you tweaking. And his exact words to me have always stuck with me because that's really how it is. It's not what I see, it's how I put down on this paper what I saw.
Yep.
I said, oh, that's cold. That's cold-blooded.
No, and in certain cases, they're trained to write like that. It's not what they saw. They're trained to like describe it a certain way when it comes to certain cases. Like it could be something as like it could be some as like an under the influence thing or some as a speeding ticket or whatever. They're going to they're going to exaggerate as much as possible, or even drug bust or whatever. So
it ain't even about exaggerating. I mean, like, it is literally how something can be worded.
Yeah.
Something can be worded to make it seem like the worst possible thing ever.
Right.
Like,
by design. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Doing Wingstop and Taco Bell, right? And being a manager, obviously, like, I got to deal with, writing employees up and stuff, right? It really kind of showed, like, in dealing with that. Because, like, when you're just getting on somebody, you write the write-up one way. But when you done had it and you like, all right, we canning this person.
Yep.
You writing that write-up a whole nother way. Like,
yes,
yeah, I'm writing, this is about to stick.
Right.
It's weird.
Yeah, because the minute you send them to the joint, that's when they make the real money. So they'll exaggerate as much as possible, just so even if it's bled down, the damage is done.
Pled down. That's like an art form here. Like the state, I can't speak for other states, obviously, because like I don't live there. Here in Ohio, it's like crimes are purposely overcharged. Like we're going to charge you way above what you should be charged for, so we can make you plead to this.
Well, that's everywhere. That's not just in Ohio. That's in Illinois and throughout most of the country. Because again, that's all by design. They overcharge somebody, send them to court once they're arrested, and that way when they come, they have to hire. Best case scenario, they hire a really expensive attorney who's probably the best in their county and get most of the charges dropped. Even if they win, there's still a lot of time they lose, but more often than not, they're spending thousands and thousands of dollars depending on the crime they were arrested for.
But like the way it worked, like okay, watch this, right?
But not even their attorney.
Say I go right now and I go grab me a kilo of something, right? Yeah. Now I'm in transit with that kilo and I get caught with that. Now let's say if I went and bought a kilo, obviously I'm paying like a wholesale price, right?
Right.
Well, let's just throw a number out there and say that's the price of a brick right now. Let's say the price of a brick is 20 bands right now. Like I said, we're just gonna throw a number up, 20 bands, right?
Right.
All right. I got 20 bands. I got a brick. I didn't got caught with this brick. Do y'all like? I don't know if people understand like how in the criminal justice system this works, but when they're charging you, they literally take that brick and break it down into the street quantities and do the math on a street level. So you get charged street level prices.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute here. What kind of tomfoolery is this? You like quadrupled the value just because that's what you want to set the value at.
Right. And then the charge is more likely to stick. But also, that's not that surprising. I remember one time a few years, like I don't know, maybe might have been a decade or so ago, where they were talking about how police officers will confiscate guns that were obtained illegally, and instead of like shipping them somewhere, getting them destroyed, or getting them repoed, or sending them back to the manufacturer or whatever, they'll just sell them back on the street at like an auction.
Damn, Max, that bottle was huge.
Oh, yeah, it's my work thermos. Went in one day and they were like, oh, y'all want thermoses? Right when summer was starting, it keeps ice water icy cold for like 2 days.
Like, damn, I was watching you grab like that was a two-hander.
Yeah.
Goes with me to work every day full of ice water.
No judgment. I could just imagine that full of coffee all day. I'd be the happiest person in the whole world.
Right.
That's a lot of coffee. Jesus Christ.
Gambit said it right. That's what I'm saying too.
Water, right.
I swear to God, it's what. Listen, do I really strike y'all as dumb enough to be driving an Amazon van drinking?
I mean,
if you answer yes to that, my feelings are going to be hurt real bad.
I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say yes. I'm just going to abstain from that.
Can you ask the question again, please? And
would you?
Do I look like I'm that dumb to actually go drive an Amazon van drinking?
No. No, you didn't.
I'm not. Listen, hold on.
I know Max at this point now. I would never put that on Max.
Let me explain something to y'all. Because see, it's a trick, you know what I mean, to working, you know what I mean, like for the specific DSP I work for.
Right.
So the DSP I work for, our routes, 99% of the routes that we have are across the border in Michigan. All right. Michigan is different when it comes to auto insurance laws. Michigan is a no-fault state. I'm not dumb enough to get myself in an accident in Michigan, especially not in an Amazon van.
No.
Oh, no. Amazon going to take a lot of money out my tail. I'm cool.
Right. No, Michigan.
But how many states are no fault? Because we've only got one province that has done it so far, and that's British Columbia, because they're a bunch of libtards.
I'll tell you this, as I venture into new states and I find out, I'll tell you.
All right.
You know what states I didn't like driving in.
Now, see this. Now I gotta be a nerd here, so I'm gonna just
Thank you.
share the screen. No fault mean
Uh,
blah 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 blah
Everybody knows
blah.
what no fault means. I'm just curious how many states.
There you go. States with no fault insurance.
Okay, none of the states I want to go to. Perfect.
I
It's all a bunch of
like
useless
it.
fucking shit
I
around
like
there.
it. I like to talk crap too. Man, listen. When they
I'm
listen,
just
when you
an
first get
outsider.
hired, when you first get hired, you know what I mean, to drive for an Amazon DSP, they tell you straight out, somebody always watching. That camera is always on.
Damn it, I can't go to Florida anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
and
that's
that camera
fine.
be watching. So not too long ago, I had an incident where a customer claimed that I damaged a wall on their driveway.
right.
Dead honest, you'll be I'm glad that the cameras work. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the cameras see, you know what I mean, that like I come up, I scrape the wall barely. It shows me getting out and
Thank you.
checking the van, and there being no damage to the van. The cameras work so well that you could see me clearly trying to pick up a stupid heavy stone and move it out the way.
Right.
So, like
Yeah, a
in
bunch
them
of Utah
vans,
places.
Yeah.
not only that, but
Oh,
Well, I mean,
oh,
I
Hawaii's there
apologize
too.
about
I'm
so
gonna.
Kentucky.
hold on. So, oh crap! I'm glad you're putting this up because I did not know that Minnesota was one. Put that back down real quick, G.
Yeah. I don't even know if I'm
Minnesota,
allowed in the
Snowfall,
state. I don't even know if I'm allowed in the state of Minnesota
New
after the
Jersey,
Michael
New
Hawk.
York. That's crazy.
I'm not
So
allowed
I've
to
been
go near Utah anymore.
Oh
so
yeah, that's because of cert. Never mind. But no, Michigan makes sense as a no-fault state. That state's kind of like a funeral home anyway. It's like a morgue. That entire
I thought
state's a
Florida
morgue.
Massachusetts,
was too, though.
New York,
No,
New
Florida's
Jersey,
like the Ohio of the
Pennsylvania.
South.
So I've been to 6 of the states that are no fault.
Yeah, I've been to New York and New Jersey, or I've been to here, sadly, here,
New York and New
here.
Jersey make sense because y'all them people drive crazy.
They do. Well, they're just trying to get from point A to point B.
Man, bro. Man, we on a crowded
No
highway
way.
and ambulance is behind us, and we thinking we getting over for the ambulance, and traffic did not stop moving.
Yeah, no, that's nuts. New York traffic's weird because they're trying to get to their point like at under any possible circumstance, but they're also not going to run you over. Does that make sense? They
Yeah,
won't run you over, but they're not going to stop for you.
now Boston was crazy. Boston, the pedestrians bold. They didn't care that cars was coming. They walking and dare you to hit them.
Okay.
gotta go to the park. We gotta go get
At least we don't have any like nobody like at least we don't like I don't know anybody in any of these states, so it makes it quite easy. The only state I knew somebody in, I stopped talking to that person,
Oh my
and that
god.
was Utah.
Yeah, no. Utah's not a real place anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, but Utah did have a lot of off-road stuff that like because part of my off-road community, some of the better off-road areas are in Utah, which kind of sucks.
Right.
Oh, okay, I guess I spoke too soon. Hoey's from Hoey.
Poor
I'm
Hoey.
sorry, I forgot.
But Hoey lives in a town with like 3 people, so he doesn't have to run into anybody. So that doesn't even matter.
I feel bad though because I am forgetful like that, and I totally forgot what state Hoey was in.
But no, Hoey says yes, they auction off old evidence that's not picked up. And he says I've never had a, and he also says I've never had a issue with my insurance company or other people's insurance when I file claims. And he also says Florida has the highest level of STDs in retirement communities, and he says he lives in Kansas. And Ross says Utah isn't real, neither is Idaho. Idaho is not, but government is not but government potato storage. Oh,
That's like PEI up here.
Right. And he
I
says
can't
that
lie.
alien is full of illegal muffins in regards to Yakashka.
I couldn't have imagined being from Idaho. Like, could you imagine really having to spend your whole
Could you
life
imagine
saying
running
I
around
live in
saying
Idaho?
like willingly admitting that? Like there's certain people I think they should be forced to live in Idaho so that every time they introduce themselves, they're announcing who they are.
Right. I got a question. Would one of those people be
Undercover.
someone you stopped talking to recently? Anyway, never
There's a long laundry list, all right? Let's
Right.
just put it that way.
He
Because
said,
there's a few that I recently stopped talking to that would actually fit that profile. And I'm talking about we're just busting down the Canadian border at this point, just so I can send Canadians in there too.
right. He says, in regards to the other stuff, he says water. Right. In regards to Max's bottle. In regards to other stuff, he says don't get caught. And then Gambit also says, when you meet me, just know I talk, but it's only against the law if you get caught.
Bro, we covered that
And he
too.
says, in regards to Minnesota, you are in my house, Harsh. Oh, that's cool.
Cool. So now I gotta block Harsh and Roz. Sounds good.
What, Minnesota?
I rock with Minnesota. I happen to
Say
like
it, Harsh. Read it. You know you want to. Read
It's
it.
Montana real. You never hear about it.
A boot it. Oh,
Told you Harsh wanted to say it.
a boot it. Is Montana real? You never hear a boot it. Sorry, not sorry. Gambit says Idaho needs a leper colony. God. Well, I know Josh is not allowed in Minnesota because he's got a warrant for his arrest for driving without a license and skipping court because he's a genius. Anyhow,
Time out. You mean that little coward running from a warrant for not license?
yeah,
Yeah, go sit down in the corner somewhere.
right.
They ain't even about to put you in jail for that, bro. They
No.
giving you a fine. Go
I know.
sit down.
Well, and Gambit also says he's also running from Josh is also running from me in regards to Gambit. So,
Well,
which again, these are all teasers for Thursday's show. Anyhow, Hoey says I got a friend from Idaho. He takes some amazing pictures of the scenery. Yeah,
I mean, there's got to be at least something positive about there. Out there, you get great scenery pictures of nature.
Same with Utah, because my guy Will Markham, I don't know if you remember him, Max. He's from Utah, and he would show us photos of his drive to work. I was like, holy crap.
I ain't gonna lie, I do want to visit like Salt Lake City for real.
Yeah, we could go out to you because my guy Will Markham's staying out there. So if you ever wanted to go on a road trip with me, that'd be cool.
Or
Salt Lake.
It is on my bucket list to go skiing up somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not going skiing. I'll chill in the ski lodge while you go skiing.
I'll bring my snowboard.
Okay, that's fine. Pretty country up there. Agreed.
I'm down. We'll make this a team event.
All right.
I definitely plan on going out by Washington and Portland.
Oh, Portland's beautiful. I mean, before like the political nonsense, some of the places, some of the scenery there is just gorgeous.
That's definitely on the bucket list.
Right. Even by the Seattle area, some of the scenery there is beautiful when it comes to nature. And then and even Vancouver, when they're not burning their city down because their team constantly chokes in the playoffs, that area was intoxicatingly beautiful. But that was also years ago I went, so I don't know. Hoey says I took ski lessons in the Alps and then never skied again. Yeah,
How could you do that to yourself? You should have tried snowboarding. If
you can't ski, you're probably not gonna be able to snowboard. So
actually, that is not true.
Really?
Yes, that is not true. It depends on what your control is like, and due to certain factors with my legs, I can't have two separate slippery things attached. I wind up getting intertwined and tangled. Whereas when I have one, I can set my dominant foot and use my other foot for control.
That you might be the only person I've heard that I've talked to about this subject that said that. Usually it's
I can't ski to save my freaking life. I can snowblade, but that winds up getting me hurt a little bit.
That's rather interesting because usually it was like, okay, you got to learn to ski, then you got to learn to snowboard. But then again, that was like 20 years ago. I had that conversation with someone.
No, snowboarding and skiing are two different. Like they're two different ways of doing something.
Right.
One you're going down forward, one you're going down slightly sideways with one foot behind you and the other in front of you. Any aspect of skiing, because you're used to using poles and 2 feet.
Right. The first false promise of the day comes from Hoey. He says, LMAO, I got to get my mind out of the gutter. That's not happening at your age, Hoey. And Gambit says, I'm from Colorado originally. So, yeah, snowboard.
Hoey, the gutter is where some of the better people live at this point, honestly.
Sadly. Rob says, Hoey was
Sadly.
doing more than ski lessons in the Alps. Those experiments were horrific. Those poor aliens. Well, yeah, I mean, the better people are honest sometimes. I don't know.
And there's the first one. There we go. All right. With only 10 minutes left. It took that long. Damn.
Yeah. God.
It's a new record.
Hoey was doing more than every show has to
No, he was banging all the ski teachers.
those poor aliens. I agree, especially with the way Hoey is around those poor aliens. We all know if Hoey was around the Yakashka, he would start dry humping him.
No, he would not. Yakashka gonna pull the ray gun out.
I'm saying he would
He's
try
not-
it.
So I'm not allowed to say anything about the ray gun, and then Max. You know what?
Well, it's Max's secret to tell, not yours.
I'm just saying, like
That is
trying to hump
not
the
an
alien will
excuse,
get
Hoey.
listen, trying to hump the alien will get the blicky pulled on you.
Yeah.
Will get the blicky pulled on
How's a child, y'all wild. Hoey, I got news for you. Mentally speaking, you're still a child.
you.
Ross
Right.
says Hoey introduced the practice of probing. Okay, now it's this show is over. He says leprechauns age different from humans. Yeah, because they're gingers.
One of these days, the gingers are gonna get you, Harsh.
Hey, I said leprechauns being gingers. I didn't say anything about you today. Not everything's about you, Jackie. God, so.
I'm just saying, in general, one of the days, all the gingers are gonna come for you. You keep probing at them.
How is it that you say they're gonna come for me when more gingers have mentally scarred you than they've scarred me? Like, how is that? Like, you seem to have more issues with gingers recently than I do. I'm just saying.
You need to mind your ever-looking business.
I'm just saying, irony. Life's full of ironies. All right. Yeah, it says freckle power. And Ross says, Hoey got to probe him back like E.T.'s Uncle Lester. No one, Hoey probably would.
Is this where we're going?
Yeah, Hoey happened. So,
Hoey's like, I need to keep my mind out of the gutter, and then here comes all of his friends to really help him get out of there.
I mean, to be fair, dragging Hoey out of the gutter is kind of like it's kind of like expecting Josh to be an actual man.
Did you notice?
Responsibility for himself.
Did you notice that he's actually on a Hoey Happens account today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's his account or a public page, but either way it works. The only thing I know is that dragging Hoey out of the gutter is like expecting Josh to take personal responsibility for his life.
You're not allowed.
I think that day's past, Hoey. We're too old to.
You're stuck with us now. This is like there's no getting out.
Yeah,
I've tried.
Hoey, with the life you live and at the age you're at, you're not making new friends. That's just not happening.
Dang.
I literally put my resignation in this morning and it got denied within seconds. I've tried, Hoey. You don't get to leave.
You gotta
You're
stop.
Here now.
Honestly, you gotta stop being a Karen about that constant resignation letters. It's getting irritating.
Listen, I had to listen to you and Scott go on about your resignation letters all through the springtime.
Y'all better leave Caitlin alone in the comments. I don't want no smoke with Caitlin.
Who's Caitlin?
Josh being a man is like Bruce Jenner going back to be. To be fair, even Caitlyn Jenner is more of a man than Josh.
Caitlyn Jenner regrets her surgery. Just saying, she's actually said she regrets her surgery.
Max, how many times do I have to tell you? Did Jenner first only how many times I've tell you the Jenner curse only exists if you sleep with their women. If you don't sleep with their women, the curse doesn't exist.
Man, listen, I don't care. I ain't even touching that topic. Listen,
Look,
that is
unless
like
you're
an urban legend.
look, unless you're
That is an
telling
urban
me,
legend.
unless you're telling me like 15 years ago when you were like living a different life and you were like analing Khloe Kardashian, there's no way you're going to be suffering any Jenner curse for talking about Caitlyn Jenner. That's just not possible.
Listen.
Right. This is what I'm trying to tell Max. Just go date a Kardashian,
no.
you're fine.
Ever since that Ray J came out, the Kardashians have been an urban legend like Candyman. Stay
Because
away from
Ray J bragged about hitting it first, and he was an idiot for doing so.
Care.
That's how that worked. Ray J got
That-
first because he brought it on himself.
Don't care. That
Doing that,
happened.
I hit it first is like having sex with a corpse. You're gonna have bad luck. And Hoey would know
Listen,
that.
look at the history of men that have been associated with him. Every
Again,
last man that got
you're not
associated
associated with them.
I don't even want to talk about them. Look what they did to Look what they did to Yeezy.
Again, Yeezy impregnated them. The one
I don't
constant
care. I don't even want
guys
to talk
having
about
bad luck with them are they all hooked up with them.
Listen, I don't even want to talk about the Kardashians. I run from them like Candyman.
And then 3 years later, we're gonna find out superstar Max, world-renowned DJ, is in a relationship with Kylie Jenner.
No,
That's gonna happen.
no,
That's gonna happen.
no.
That's gonna
Not
happen.
my speed.
That's
Not
gonna
my
happen.
speed. Now, if you just said somebody like Mariah Carey, we'd have been talking. But no Jenners.
Man. No, maybe 20 years ago. McGavitt says you can only tuck if you have it.
Man, listen, I told y'all I ain't talking about them. I'm staying away from that subject.
Ross says Hoey still owes me alimony, gorditas. Oh, good for that. I can't comment on this live on Hoey all of a sudden.
You got zucked.
Hoey, when are you gonna learn about two-step? When are you gonna learn about two-step factor verification? Hoey says don't date a Kardashian. I think Hoey.
No, he says don't say Kardashian. That's the minute he said that he couldn't comment anymore.
I'm just
saying. Look, I told y'all.
I think
you're trying to egg on you.
I'm just saying, if you have, never mind. You
No,
can't.
you ain't
can't
saying
be
nothing
if you haven't been inside of them. That's all I'm saying.
I swear to you, bro. If I wake up in the morning and I got a strike on my profile because the page got hit because you want to go for the Kardashians, I'm driving to Chicago and egging your house.
Cool. Then we can eat omelets afterwards. Anyway, because it's so hot.
Eat omelets afterwards.
Cool. Anyway, the point being is, I think Hoey creates all these accounts on purpose just to play victim. Hey, man, I'm Hoey. I got censored by Facebook again. It's like, dude.
I got tired. Listen, I got to a point where I got tired of it. Facebook just got compliance out me because I got tired of them taking my profiles off and then me having to start all over.
That was crazy. Hi.
Where you going?
Wow, Melissa didn't even say hi to me. It's horrible. Anyway, I remember.
They couldn't hear you because you're on headphones.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Anyhow,
right?
that doesn't explain the camera. Anyway, the point being is,
they didn't look at it. They don't care about you. It's not always about you, Harsh.
You know what? Anyway, the bottom line is, one, Roz is correct. Why? Stop telling secrets. Hoey is a chatbot created by me. I know. I was there. But I was also there around the time when Max started losing his accounts. And I'm like, Max, why are you losing your accounts? And 6 months later, I started losing my accounts. And 2020 was wild in regards to that.
It really was. I went through a lot of accounts in 2022.
I know. They were just zucking for no reason. And then all of a sudden, a few shoops later, and it was all good. But my point being is, this is just, I think Hoey likes playing victim. That's why he does this with the Facebook stuff. Like, hey guys, I got zucked again because I don't want to use two-step factor for any of my accounts. So
I only use it for one account.
I use it for like most of my mains, most of like the ones I use daily.
Most people have one name.
Well, I have one main, but others that help manage the pages. And the bottom, something you don't do because you're too busy being yourself. But the point being is,
So-
maybe Herbalations would get more attraction if knew how to schedule a post or something. But the point being is, it's crazy how they all play. So many people on Facebook in real life play victim because of it. It's like you're only a victim is if you the only victim of censorship is if you do everything right and they still zuck you. Then you're a victim of censorship. Otherwise, you're just lazy. That's what I will say. But
I mean,
Man, look,
I'm just
I
working
just-
too much to do anything.
right, or post important topics, or say magic words. Then sure, which we won't comment on today's show because I'll do that Thursday or Friday. Or if Scott comes back and we do another different show.
yes.
Got maybe back next week. Who knows?
And that sounds a little too long, to be honest. But that's not the point. The point being,
Listen,
it's fun.
guy needs to freaking relax.
Yeah, he doesn't. Once he's ready, he'll come back.
Oh, I know. And it
And when he comes back, he's got words to have with everybody.
he's already had those words with me, so it's all.
Nobody said anything. We're saying everybody because I know he's been sitting there stewing. He's got some rants. He's got some stuff to say to
What the
Yeah.
crap
you
did I do,
people.
Darnie?
I know.
I
Oh,
can't
but
wait
say,
for
what
the
the
next
crap
all
did I
you
do?
people.
God damn it! What's the matter with you people? What's the matter?
Oh, you-
Exactly. That's what I
The way you
meant.
said that, that sounded like I was about to say, like, oh no, Max ain't getting up but run streams.
Yeah, Hoey said. Ross says, "Why does Harsh seem to be vibrating? Because of the Hoey hide background." So
And
I love how he's trying to be in my position so that he can be next to Hoey. It's kind of cute.
Oh,
I
smack.
mean, I could sit like this the whole time, but it won't work. This is very uncomfortable.
Max ain't
I'm just
got the
saying. I just thought it was
virtual
cute.
cables
You and Hoey make a good match.
Yeah.
Max
I
ain't
mean,
got the virtual
mean,
Like,
cables
look at
from
that.
Hoey is my creation, so it's not a match as much as it's something else. See, Roz is right. Hoey is a chatbot created by me. So, anyway,
Well, we have hit the hour mark. Harsh, go ahead and give us a sign out.
and on that note, we thank two of our fun-sized people for joining the show tonight, Max and Jackie for holding it down. This is we thank everyone. Now Hoey says, "I'll fight for you, Harsh. She's mine."
That's not Hoey.
Right. I know. That's I'm just saying that if he gets involved, it'll be over. That's what I'm saying. Poor Hoey. This is Harsh Met's Animal of You. That life is harsh, but it's to live it. And sometimes you got to color outside the lines, and other times you should have your utensils taken away from you. And other times, I don't know. This doesn't matter anymore. Some people deserve to suffer in the purge. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your beautiful, beautiful Tuesday night.